Hey you guys, welcome to another episode of Books, Beauty, and Stuff. This is episode 7 of my Flipping Pages and Eating Barbecue series. Today I'm going to be reviewing the book Renee, by my girl Brandie Davis. Okay, now, actually how I started to read this book is an interesting story. One of the authors, Treasure Blue, um, very hot author by the way. You got to read his books too. I know, plug-in, but anyway. Um, he had asked me as an avid reader what would attract me to books or something like that. I'm paraphrasing, excuse me. I definitely said what attracts me is definitely a good symphonist. Symposiums, I forgot the word, I'm sorry. Definitely you have to talk about controversial issues. And also to me to me personally, you have to connect with your fan base. Okay. Then Brandie talked about her book, Renee, and how it dealt with the Electra Complex. The Electra Complex is basically an obsession or a person in love with their natural father, a woman usually. And I thought, let me take a look in that book. Let's see what it's about. And so she sent it to me as a gift, and I really appreciate it because the book is so awesome. Okay. First of all, it does with the Electra Complex. Let me explain how. I'm gonna get to that. Okay. Let me just explain. Okay. First, we got to deal with the main character, Renee, whose childhood is something I wouldn't even wish on my worst enemy. Her biological father died, and then her mother was such an abusive, mean bitch, and her stepdaddy was a nasty child molester and rapist ass motherfucker. Um, Basically, her biological mother died. So after she remarried, they had another daughter named Paige, and Paige peeked in and saw her father having sex with Renee forcibly, which was rape. And of course, she thought that Renee was enjoying it, not knowing the girl was being terribly abused and disrespected, like that, So she fell in love with her daddy for some weird reason, started wearing hoish clothes around the house, trying to attract his attention. And her father, like, put your clothes back on. He wasn't attracted to her, but she was attracted to him and in love with her father. Mm, excuse me. Anyway, that part itself was crazy. Not to mention, you go back to the beginning. Renee, after all that shit she went through, her mother abused her and shit. Verbally, physically, mentally abused that poor girl. She became a cold-hearted drug lord by the name of Jordan. They didn't know who Jordan was, and it happened to be Renee. Child. If that's not enough drama itself, you got the guys that work for her, Slice, Life, Jared, Waves, and not to mention her boyfriend, Julian. Now, they was already going through the house. They was beefing a little bit because Julian had left her for like a month because, she unemotionally told him, look, I was pregnant. I had an abortion. What, woo. Of course, he was pissed. She had no remorse about it. Like, look, I had an abortion. It is what it is. And I could understand both sides of it because Julian was really in love with Renee. He wanted to have a family with her. And he was just like, man, it hurt. It will hurt. It does hurt. Especially if you didn't know that she was pregnant. Renee, I can understand why, because she had a real fucked up childhood. That left her emotional and cold, and she didn't want to bring a child into this world. Meanwhile, let's go back to that nasty ass Paige, because she was hateful towards her sister just for her sister getting raped, but she thought her sister enjoyed having sex. Let's go back to that bitch for a minute. So she visits her father in jail and shit, and basically says, she basically tells her about Renee, and she sees the expression on his face when he mentions Renee. Basically, her father is in love with her sister, his stepdaughter, and she's like really angry, so she wants to kill Renee, along with Jared's girlfriend, Janae, who thinks that Renee killed her sister Leslie, but it wasn't Renee that did it. Jared is also in love with Renee. they had sex, and Jared caught feelings by that. And Renee was like, no, it was just a one time thing. It was a mistake. And you know, drama's gonna pop off there. Then you got the gossip and Tina, who was Wave's sister. Ooh, Lord. It's just a hot ass mess in there. It's just a mess in itself. Drama everywhere. I'm just gonna say I love this book. It dealt with to me it dealt with controversial issues, a controversial subject, Electra Complex, without stirring away from the whole story. I do like Brandie Davis as an author because she has her own style. She could write well. And it kept my interest to the end. I'm not gonna even lie. I love this book. So I definitely recommend anyone to get it. And I will be posting a link in the link bar below on after I put this video on to how to get the book Renee. I'm waiting for Renee 2 to come out. I really cannot wait to see how it comes out. Ooh. That's not the beginning of the drama that goes on in this book. It is much more. But you gotta read it to find out. I'm telling you, hot read. Anyway, thanks you guys for looking at my video, and I will talk to you guys later. Bye now.